Samirji,
Hello, hello.
yeah, this is Subbarao from NTV.
Hello.
Why it took 10 long years for the adaptation?
Ah, actually, before I answer, I have a message from the director, Advait Chandan. He unfortunately he's still doing the grading and all the last minute things are happening, so he was not able to be here, sir, today. So he has sent his apologies. Um, Actually, it took us about 8 to 10 years to just get the rights, sir. We were not getting the rights. So the script was written by Atul Kulkarni 14 years ago, adaptation. And then the procedure to get the rights was, we were not able to get the rights. It took us very long. So we had to wait. Um, and then when we started shooting, then COVID came in the middle. So then again we got delayed. Everybody got delayed in COVID. So finally, our film is ready now.
Is there any changes made from Forrest Gump?
Yes, there are a number of changes. So, for example, in Forrest Gump, there are a number of scenes which are adult scenes, not suitable for viewing for children. In our film, we have removed that because we want it to be a family film. We want that this very beautiful and innocent and pure character should be experienced by children and families. He can be a very inspiring character. And I was telling Chiranjeevi Garu, one of the big reasons I was very keen to do this film is that usually in our films, the protagonist or the hero is someone who is very physically strong. The heroes have got physical strength, or they have physical power, or they have moral strength, moral power. They fight for what is right. Very rarely do you have a hero whose strength and power is actually his or her innocence. And that is the strength this character has. He has no physical strength, he has got no money power, he has no strong moral convictions that he's fighting for the underprivileged. He's just a simple man. And he's just pure and innocent. And the strength that comes from that is what we wanted to show. So I was very keen that families must watch, children must watch, sir. So we removed all those scenes which are adult scenes. And of course, we have adapted the film to India. So it is Indian culture, it is our, our reality, our social surroundings. So all those changes are there. But we have tried to keep the spirit and the heart of the film the same.
Sir, Chiranjeevi garu.
Here, sir.
సార్ మీరు సినిమా చూశారు కదా, సో ఫస్ట్ టైం మీరు ప్రజెంట్స్ అని పేరు పడుతుంది. సో సినిమా చూసిన తర్వాత సో నేను రైట్ డెసిషన్ తీసుకున్నాననే ఫీలింగ్ మీకు కలిగిందా?
ఈ సినిమా నేను ప్రజెంట్ చేయటం అనేది నేను గర్వించే స్థాయిలో ఉంటుంది. ఇట్స్ ఎ ఫీల్ గుడ్ మూవీ, చాలా హెల్దీ మూవీ. అండ్ ఆ విషయానికి వస్తే మాత్రం నేనేవి తొందరపడి ప్రజెంట్ చేయటం అనేది కాదు, చాలా గర్వంగా ఉంది, గర్వపడి పడే సందర్భం ఇది నాకు.
Celebrated across the globe.
That's right.
And you are a celebrity particularly in this country.
Right.
On this land.
Right.
If you go back, this film has won a set of Academy Awards,
Gee.
which are so popular in the world. In 2011, Library of Congress has selected this Forrest Gump film for the preservation in registry of films in United States for its aesthetical values,
Right.
cultural values, and
Right.
historical values.
Right, right.
Now, this film in Telugu, our mega star, powerful star,
Yes.
our dear star is presenting here.
Yes.
And the film is releasing all across the world,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Where this film virtually stand now, done by you with a lot of struggle for years and years, that really amounted to decades, where this film does stand.
Well, I think that when the film is now ready to be released, and when I look back on what the script was and what Atul wrote as an adaptation, and I try to imagine that what was the journey we started on, what was in our mind, what were we going to make. When I look at the film today, I feel we have come quite close to that.
Okay.
I think we have come quite close to what we were attempting to make. So I think that I would like to thank the entire team actually. The entire team, the cast and crew, and especially I want to talk about Che while we are here. I was, we used to travel in the car together. We were shooting for 1 month in Kargil. very difficult terrain, you know, less oxygen. But we were always together. We used to go in the car and come back also in the car. Every day, 2 hours journey in the car, and we used to chat a lot and we used to talk a lot. And after about 15, 20 days, I said, you know, I want to speak to your parents. He said, why? I said, you're such a well brought up child. He's so well behaved, sir. He's so hardworking, so professional. He's so talented. His understanding of what the character requires, his inputs and his hard work. It's like a dream, you know. He's a dream to work with. So I called up his mother, Lakshmi ji, and Nag, who's a friend of mine, and I said, you know, you'll have really brought him up well. You can be proud of him. So he's such a wonderful human. A lot of us are very talented people, sir. A lot of us are successful also. But very few of us are also good human beings, and I think Che is that for me. So in him, I found a friend who I can really feel close to.
And another important point. Yes. See, you have completed the film, and it is about to hit the screens.
Right.
All where.
Right.
You have watched and imbibed the sense and essence of the character done by Tom Hanks. And you also struggle to present a better way.
Right.
Finally, at last, whom do you rate to be better of the two? You or Tom Hanks?
You know, it's a very interesting question. The funny thing is that I saw the film, sir, in the 90s. I think released in 94.
94.
And I had seen it in the 90s, and I had seen it once or twice long back in the middle because it was one of my favorite films. I remember me and my friends, once more we had seen it, you know, on the VHS sometime. When Atul and I spoke about it 14 years ago, I had not seen it for many years actually. So he said, which is your favorite film? I said, one of them is Forrest Gump. And when he wrote the script within 2 weeks, I had no expectation that this script is going to be good or we will make it one day, sir. Because Atul is not a writer, sir. He's actually an actor. And he's never written a script. So I was not very sure that he will write something good. And he's a very close friend of mine. So I said, yes, I will hear it. Because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I was thinking I will hear it, I will not like it, I will hurt his feelings. And Forrest Gump, we do not try to attempt to make because it's a classic. You know, it's not something that we think of making. So for 2 years, I did not hear his script.
Okay.
And after 2 years, he called me and said, please, now I understand you will never do my film, but at least hear it, I've written it. So I felt very bad and I said, no, I'll hear it today itself. Sir, I heard the script and I fell in love with it. The adaptation that Atul has written is so beautiful and he's captured the character so well and the relationship so well. And it is such a life-affirming story. And it is a story of a character who has no negative thing in him at all. He's only got positive thoughts. Pure character. So it's got such a... I was so attracted to that I really wanted to do that. And it is a little odd. I don't know how many of you may believe this or not. But when we decided to make the film, sir, and we got the rights and everything, not once did Advait and me sat down and watched the film and said, okay, now how to make this... Sir, not once did we watch the film. Not once. Neither me as an actor to see how Tom Hanks has performed, and I'm a big fan of Tom Hanks. He's done a wonderful job. But somehow, I was not trying to do what he was doing. And actually, to be honest, I was not even playing Forrest. I feel I was playing Lal. And I think Lal is a slightly different character. You know, he's not exactly like Forrest, if you know what I mean, because of the adaptation, because of our cultural differences. Our emotional key is also slightly different. So I think what came out is, so I was not actually comparing myself with him. And I would not like to also, because he's a great actor and I don't think it would be right of me to do that. But so we have done what we, thought was right. Once or twice, sir, during the shooting, because it's a very tough film to make. Once or twice, sir, in the film, we were like, how did they do it? Can we just check? Okay, after finishing that. No, sir, while shooting, sir. So we used to see because the film is available nowadays online. So on the shooting, we used to see 1 or 2 shots and scenes to see how they have done it. Sometimes it helped us. Sometimes it did not because we were doing something else, But we didn't really sit down and watch the film as such. So, yeah.
Amir Khan garu, you must have seen.
Excuse me. To recall, Atul Garu is Atul Kulkarni Garu,
Atul
who's
Kulkarni, yes.
worked in Telugu cinema also.
Yeah, he's done a
Telugu
lot of.
cinema lo chesaru.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, sir, he was going to, when we spoke at night, next day he was leaving for a Telugu film shooting. And that Telugu film schedule got cancelled. So he got 2 weeks free. So in that 2 weeks, sir, he sat at home and wrote the adaptation. Yeah.
Amir Khan garu,
Yeah, yes, yes.
Amir Khan garu, you.
Sorry, one second. I'll just take from the lady, then I'll come to you. Yeah.
My question to Mr. Amir Khan. Hi, I'm Taruna from NTV.
Yes.
So my question is, you said it's a family entertainer. So did your daughter has seen this movie already? You have shown your daughter?
My daughter Ira, she has told me she will see this movie only once. And I have tried to show it to her many times. Because I have shown it to everyone in the family, my mother and everyone. But Ira is a very emotional person, sir. So she said, it's a very moving movie and I want to see it when it's finally complete. So she's waiting for the final copy to be out to watch it.
Yeah. So just now Chiranjeevi sir told that you get all the technicians together and there is a workshop where they are trained, and what all is missing, you just add that essence to the film. So I just want to ask out of curiosity, since you have so many years of experience in multiple things, why do you do this? This is because of competition, or this is because of perfection, or it is Amir Khan style? What is that?
No, I don't know how else to do it. I don't know how else to do it. Yeah, this is the only way I know how to work. No, it's just that actually for me, it's not work, it's fun and play and games. And so I get excited by stories. I was telling Chiranjeevi Garu earlier today that I was born in a filmmaking family. My father was a producer and my uncle was a director, producer. So we used to have a lot of writers and directors coming to pitch the story to us, to my father and uncle. And I used to love listening to stories. Every child, likes to listen to stories. So when the writer used to come and the story should start, I used to come from the room and I used to quietly sit down on the corner of the hall, and I used to listen to the story. And I must have heard hundreds of stories. Sometimes 5-minute narrations, sometimes just the idea, sometimes a full dialogue version of the script. From the age of 6 or 7 till the age of 15 or so, sir, I've heard every story that my father has heard. And at that time, I was not knowing that I will be in the films. And I didn't know that actually this is probably a very important learning process for me, which I was not aware of at that time.
In Forrest Gump, actually, there are some historical events that have been, rather Tom Hanks is seen in those events of past. So how does it work in this film, which is Indian LAL Singh Chadda? Yes,
so you will see it in our recent history and events that have happened. We have tried to, because the story of Forrest is a personal story, but in parallel you see what's happening in the society around him. So while the film does not comment on any of the events or the incidents, but you get to know that this happened. So it's like, you
use the real footage. That's what
some of it is real footage, some of it is documentary footage, some of it is created, yes.
That's lovely. So, sir, Chiranjeevi Garu, actually, I saw one visual where Amir was crying watching his own film. So, meer kuda cinema chusaru. So, were there any moments like that? I know you agreed to it because of Amir Khan, but yeah.
Yeah, intlo vesinappudu after show.
Yes.
This is the.
I was wiping my tears. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And somebody's asking.
No,
You
sir.
want me to answer for that question?
Yeah. Yes.
ఓకే వేసినప్పుడు నేనే కాదు, షో అయిపోయిన తర్వాత అమీర్ని విష్ చేయటం కానీ లేకపోతే అది ఇట్ టుక్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైం. అందరు క్వైట్ అయిపోయారు, సైలెంట్ అయిపోయారు, చాలా డీప్గా బ్రీత్ తీసుకుంటున్నారు. ఈయనకేమో టెన్షన్, వై పీపుల్ ఆర్ దిస్ గైజ్ ఆర్ నాట్ వాచింగ్ టెలింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్ అని. నాతో పాటు రాజమౌళి, సుకుమార్, నాగ్ చైతన్య వీళ్ళందరూ చూస్తున్నప్పుడు సైలెన్స్ ప్రివేల్ అయింది. అంటే అంత డీప్గా వెళ్ళిపోయింది, గుండెల లోతుల్లోకి వెళ్ళింది. దాని నుంచి తమాయించుకుని బాగుంది సినిమా, ఇట్స్ వండర్ఫుల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అని చెప్పడానికి నేనే ఒక 5 నిమిషాలు టైం తీసుకున్నాను. సో అంత డెప్త్కి అది హిట్ చేసింది. అండ్ ఇట్స్ ఎ వండర్ఫుల్, అది ఎమోషనల్ జర్నీ ఆ ఫిలిం. చూడాలి తప్ప మాటలతో వ్యక్తీకరించేది కాదు. అందుకనే ఇందులో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిపోయారు కాబట్టి ఆయన కళ్ళు నీళ్లు పెట్టుకున్నారు, మాకు వచ్చినాయి. ఆయన దొరికారు, మేము దొరకలే అంతే. మేము వెనక్కి తిరిగి తుడుచుకున్నాం కళ్ళు. ఆయన
What did Garu say? Yeah. No, actually, sir, I cry very easily. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Whereas even if he did it,
You did quietly.
Amirji.